What's up, YouTube?
Hello, hello.
I found.
Hidden.
Where's Nick? So, since I got my decks, and he's been a huge a fan, positive influence. I thought I would bring my decks over so he could play with them. So I just got the ET Experiencer Oracle deck redone. You can leave it up a little if you want. Music? You guys want music?
Little Lyle Lubbock.
So he's looking at the ET Experiencer Oracle deck, and then I have the Future Predictions deck and also the Psychic Development deck. We're just, look, Lori says, Nick, you're back. Nick, Lori, I told Nick that you've been like, you had his number, like, where's Nick? So we're just hanging out, we're just having fun. We don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just visiting my friend. So this is the ET Experiencer book. I'm so happy with how it turned out. Nick has seen this deck in a previous print.
I'm digging this one.
The colors are brighter on the new print.
The revision is awesome.
The colors are brighter. I feel like the images are more clear. The background used to be black, and now it's this cool, like,
Purple.
very pinky purple space reading. You guys, maybe we can get Nick to pull some cards for you out of the new deck, but he's just gonna get acquainted with them for the first time real quick. So stick around for a few minutes.
Okay, this just happened, so.
I literally called him like 5 minutes ago and said, hey,
So,
I'm down the street. I got my decks.
here we are.
And here we are. How are you guys?
What's the question? What's the question right there?
What's the ET deck? This one's just seeing you too is so cool. Hi guys. We're happy to be here too. I missed my friend. I haven't seen Nick much during the quarantine, but there's some changes that are going on in our area about what they're allowing and stuff. So I just thought I would.
Since I last seen Tana, I have gotten wings.
You've got, what does that mean? Oh, yeah. Your hair. That's okay. My nails grew out and finally had to go to press-ons.
Yeah. So what's the question?
What's the question? What's the ET deck? So I don't know if it's everyone's kind of question.
So ask.
Anybody got an ET deck question? Okay, the ET Experiencer Oracle deck is about extraordinary experiences, which could be ET or UFO related. We could also use it as a very loose translation that doesn't really have to do with ET. But if you have an ET question, post it right now. I'm looking at the phone. Oh, good. Your friend that had surgery went really well. Fantastic. Hi, guys. We're super glad you're here, too. Sorry I'm looking in the wrong area, but I'm reading your comments. If anybody has an ET or extraordinary experience question, are we part reptilian? That's interesting. That's a good question. People have opinions about that. Let's just look at this as a loose opportunity to get some insight on that. Nick, go ahead, pull one.
There it is.
Are we reptilian? Interesting. Okay, this is one of the cards that is, I would say, one of my rabbit hole cards. So some of them are very starseed and incoming message and galactic family, and then there's this card. And there's a couple more cards like this that are a little bit of a whammy. This one is a super soldier card. What's really interesting, if you are part of this, the ET subject, you follow it, you look at it, it shows that there is a implication that the cross between human and reptilian is mostly having a foothold in this arena, which does mean possibly covert government military. Interesting. Talk about a whammy for the first one. Pull one for you. I want to see what card you pull for you. And then pull one for me. And then pull one for whoever else.
Who else is out there?
I don't know. We'll see. I can't get to the comments unless I see him scroll by. An amazing theme for cards. Yes, it's very specific. That's why the ET deck is really not for everyone. But if you have questions regarding this phenomena, or this is where your intuition is playing with, then these cards are very specific, very niched. They are not vague. And the book goes into more and more. But let's see. Ooh. Next card is group experiencer. The message here says you've shared an experience with others. Now, what's really interesting about this is whether you identify that you're looking at this from an ET perspective, which would mean in most people's case, if they were, that they've had an ET experience or a psychic experience involving multidimensionals that there were other participants in. But even if you look at it as a very general, it means you've shared experiences with others. Do you understand?
Yep, and I agree.
I agree.
Many experiences, because we're just going through cycles of life. So we've had many experiences. And with many different groups. So now for Tana, let's see what we find in coming in for Tana. So here where we're located, a little rainstorm's come through, and now the sun is popping through, and it's just freaking off the charts.
Gorgeous
awesome.
day, actually.
The clouds are popping. So if anybody here that's following Tana, that follows me on my Instagram, you'll see that I'm a cloud person. And there's many things to be found in clouds. So the question, or the card that's popping for Tana.
They're so pretty. Gosh, I love the color on this card.
Here it is.
Past life contactee, you've made direct contact in past lives. This just lets me know. So, yes, I do psychic development work, but truth be told, this is where my hobby and my spare time is spent in the ET world, because I do have experiences I remember, and this just lets me know that this is something that is repeating in my life purpose over many different missions, and that it feels probably very familiar and very comfortable to explore in this multidimensional kind of galactic way, because there's a knowing from a previous time. Cool. All right, you ready for another deck? I imagine we can probably answer more questions for people in the other decks. Do you want to go future or psychic development?
You pick.
Let's do the future in the future. Let's do psychic development first. Okay, here's the book. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. It's got a crystal ball, a rose.
So how many have seen this on?
No one's seen this yet. I have not taken a picture of this or shown this at all. This is new. I have not done readings with these cards online yet. I only use the flip deck, the GIF, where you snap the photo screenshot. Otherwise,
so that's cool.
People have not seen these yet. Okay, Amber wants a card.
She came up and was like, all the way up the stairs to my place. Is like, that was freaking cool.
Oh, the GIFs. Yeah, the screenshot your card.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time with it. There we go. Okay.
Psychic development deck, this one.
So what's the question?
I think Amber wanted a card. So could psychic development, I mean, one of the hypothetical questions that would be very appropriate for this deck is just what your abilities are, or what the message is about you pursuing greater awareness of your abilities. So this card deck, as well as the future card deck, is either meant to be used for the purpose it's intended, meaning a psychic development question, or you can use both of these decks in tandem with another deck.
That's what Amber needs to hear.
Ooh, there's more information. Pull another one for her. And the 4-4 is really interesting. 4-4. So all about synchronicities. When you get a synchronicity, it could be that there is a lot of information underneath the purpose you're having the synchronicity, so don't stop there. Go ahead, you read it. Ritual. All about practices and intention setting, or the rituals, you know.
So the rituals, again, who is this? Amber?
I think this is Amber.
Amber.
I wish we had more light, because it's so pretty. It's okay.
So for you, Amber, this is for you to sit down and start taking some quiet time and practicing your own ability, which it is there in. So each of us has this ability, which I've found out. But it's finding your method in which to draw out what is already there. And so this is part of the ritual that you're going to have to figure out and find how to process it for you. Okay. It's been a little bit since I've even played around, and right now it's like, Amber, what I'm hearing is that you're just like, so what's coming through right now is like you're at the edge of your seat. It's like, you know, you've got something that's happening in you right now, and it's like, it's time. There it is. It's time. It's time to stop playing around and jump in.
Jump in. Find your thing that works and do
Listen,
that thing.
You're hearing a heartbeat right now. Right now, you're feeling it's like, yes, yes, yes. And that's where you need to be. Find it.
Michelle had I don't know what word you used if you said something like it was a weird dream or it was an important dream or it was a profound dream. Michelle had a dream last night. Can you give her some insight on her dream last night? Michelle. You guys, forgive me. I'm just seeing the comments roll by as I catch them. I'm not always quick enough and I'm not monitoring. I don't have a moderator today, so we're just hanging out. We're chilling. Bless you, Nick.
Thank you. Shalom.
Okay, so I'm gonna use.
Catch her up.
Yeah, I want to. Okay, trust versus validation,
The dream.
which is really interesting. So,
Michelle, right?
I'm gonna read the book. I wrote it anyway, so it is what I would say. And then I'm going to put some perspective into it. Okay, but I really like what I wrote here, so I want to share it. So, if you're being asked to trust even if you don't have the validation. Validation does not always come at the same time our spiritual guidance does. Sometimes you receive the guidance beforehand, not knowing exactly whether it's true or why it will work. If your question involves a leap of faith, Spirit is asking that you make it. All aspects of the situation and the question are being considered in the exact order they need to unfold. That's okay. That's the way it works sometimes. Your psychic and intuitive abilities have the capacity to span across the past, present, and future, and the validation you may be seeking could be in any of those places. So I'm going to stop there halfway through. Trust versus validation in a dream. It tells me, like, first of all, having proof of what the dream means is hanging on to that validation a little bit when you probably have a really good handle on what it's telling you if you were to just look at what content is there in your imagination. So the idea is to not get too hung up on needing the exact validation. But the flip side of that is actually that validation is possible, but it might be somewhere in the past or the future versus the present. So look to what you know and what's already there, or ask for signs to validate what the purpose is. But it usually means that the information is there. So I'm going to ask you a question. If you thought about your dream having an interpretation, what would it be? And what I'm saying is, out of all the thoughts you could have, I'm going to argue there's a reason you're thinking the few that you are. Okay? Pull one for you, Nick.
But Michelle, that dream was very strong.
Oh, yeah,
And
go ahead.
No, and it moved you because it's still on you, and it's like you're still living that dream. The dream is very important, and you have to trust you because you actually receive the answers to the question of the dream. The dream, it almost feels like the dream was maybe you need to twist it a little bit as far as how you're seeing it, because it was like laid out for you. And it was, so right now I'm feeling the power of that dream, and I can't see the dream, but I feel the energy of, and for you, it's like it's moved you. And there's something there. You need to quiet yourself because it's kind of made you the whole day kind of like
Disheveled?
pins and needles. Yes, it's like you're like there was something there, and you're like you're trying to force.
I'll get you, Vicky.
You're forcing it to happen when you should just breathe.
Tell us about Vicky's psychic abilities. Michelle says yes. Yes. Tell us about Vicky's psychic abilities.
Here it comes, Vicky.
Here it comes, Vicky.
So I'm not even going to a card yet, but I could feel you coming through the screen. I could feel that. Ooh.
Ooh, love it. Try another one too.
Oh my gosh.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. Try one more to support it.
That you're strong, Vicky. Because your
Another
energy,
sense that.
your energy came
We'll
right
show
through.
you. Hold on. Oh, I love it. Okay. So these are both very empathic cards. You guys, these are both. So the first one is don't forget to protect, because your strongest sense of power is when you feel stable, grounded, and in control. And you feel in control when you do feel that you have thoroughly rooted yourself. And it's not just about the grounding of practice, it's about the idea that you are protected. When you feel you are and you've done your protection, you are sort of invincible. It's like armor up, okay? The next thing is, does it feel good? I love this card. Every card is so different. This card actually has knit in it. Do you see? Feeling cozy, feeling good. This is another empathic card because it means that you know something is psychic a psychic hit and you know that it's true because it doesn't feel like BS, it feels good to you. It's like your inner, I mean, some people would say your inner BS meter, but another way of looking at it would be your authenticity, or the does it feel good authentically meter. So your psychic ability is your feeling. And it's most strong when you're feeling powerful, which is when you're protected.
And you're powerful right now because the energy is coming through and it's making my eyes water.
Who else wants one?
Quick. Come on, there's somebody else out there.
I'm missing the comments as they scroll by. I don't know how to open up the live chat. I just have my one phone, you guys.
Well.
Nick, pull one for you.
You want to do a general?
Pull one on. Well, it's a psychic development, so it's like, you know, you can ask about your abilities or your journey, your psychic journey.
So where am I at right now in my journey? That's the question.
Let's ask about how to get you to the next stage of your journey.
I'm in a slump. There you go. It's up now.
Mel and Stephanie want one too.
All right.
Mel, Stephanie, and 31 Bubbles. I gotta write this down. I can't. Yes, we can. Mel.
Stephanie. Bubbles.
Mel, Stephanie, Bubbles. We'll keep it to that and for just a minute. Okay. I want to see yours though. Influencer. Ooh. Influencer. This is Nick's card. Okay, can I read this to you, Nick?
Yes.
I'm so excited. This is the only book I ever feel like I'm okay to read to people because I wrote it. I feel like it's not a
I gotta be honest. This is Tana's little baby. But
what?
The cards, the deck, these
Yeah.
right here. And how I know when I connect is that everything in my eyes water. And so already 3 times I felt the water coming out. And it's because I'm connecting with the cards and those are the questions. But, oh my God.
Okay, Nick.
Yes.
Have you been called to lead and make an impact on those who follow you?
Yes.
What kind of impact do you choose to make? Whether you like it or not, you make an impact on every person you encounter every day. Stepping up to the plate and being an influencer means that you accept responsibility for that impact. You decide that with it, you will do your best to make it a positive one. There are so many people looking for guidance and for encouragement. You are a natural born leader. You have the ability to help people. It is with great honor that you get to be an influencer. Remember that when you interact with people, they are watching you, they are listening to you, and they may be likely to repeat what they see or hear you doing. Hold yourself accountable for this responsibility. Lead by example, but don't be afraid to speak your mind either. Your ideas and inspirations are revolutionary, and the world needs you to show up and share. Are you sharing yet? Could you be sharing more? Consider doing so, influencer. Okay, Melanie, card for Melanie.
So is anybody questioning getting this deck?
I don't have a link in the description, but I'll have
It's
one.
coming.
If you go to TanaNewberry.com, there's a tab that says Oracle decks for taking pre-order. I'm taking pre-orders now. And it's free shipping. And you get entered to win a free online in your receipt. Decks are being mailed out by June 20th for pre-orders.
Freaking awesome.
Plug. Okay.
She's freaking awesome. Okay, who?
Melanie.
Okay, we need a card for Melanie. Where's she at right now in this journey?
We still have to get to the future predictions deck too.
Melanie. Come on, here it is.
Melanie.
It's right here.
Ooh, connection. I feel like I just kind of want to share. It's the first time I've shared with people the actual meanings that I channeled. I really want to just do that because it's like so perfectly said here. Okay, connection, Melanie. Spirit asks you to practice your connection more frequently and to stay connected because it is speaking to you and trying to tell you something. To tune in, set the intention to communicate with your guides who promote the highest good for you and for others. Imagining heaven, looking at the stars, or listening to ambient music can help you attune to a higher level. Allow the incoming messages of love and support to be received through your connection. Spirit wants to use this conscious connection to assist you and help you ascend to a higher level of consciousness and awareness. Set high standards energetically and you will hear the most deck. This would be it, because in essence, during our psychic dreams, when we sleep, we are connected. Some feel that this is the only time they can have a profound experience, like a spirit visitation. This card, however, says don't wait to have a psychic dream. Connect now while you're awake. Boom. I love it. Okay, Stephanie. Stephanie.
Yeah. Mel, you got a lot in store for you.
Oh, you want to go on Mel? Go ahead.
You got a lot in store for you. And so there's some walls you got to start knocking down, because you put up some walls around you that are stopping you from being
Connected all the time, open flow.
And you're too freaking worried about what somebody might say. So stop being worried. Just be true to yourself and watch what happens. If they don't like it, they'll go away. And those who are intended to be part of your circle will be shown.
I love it. All right, you riff on Stephanie. Let's just hear you go. I want to see your interpretation of the card, and then I'll chime in. Stephanie. Kylie, I just saw you. Natural abilities. Ooh, tell me about Stephanie's natural abilities.
You're a toucher. This is where your natural abilities come. You're like this. You touch. And this is where you're a healer too. And so this is where a lot of your energy is going to go through to healing people. You work with people without them even knowing. And sometimes you don't even know, because it's like you're like this. And it's like energy is going through. And it's not like something that's being said. It's not like I want to work with you, Tana. It's like my hand is going on you. And Stephanie, this is how you do. You're a toucher. And the touching part, you're doing this and you don't even. So once you start connecting here to here, you're going to start blowing up, because people are going to be drawn to you in ways that you can't even imagine, because you still have yet to come into your own power.
The other thing that's interesting about this card and the purpose
all is natural.
Natural, yes. The purpose for this card in the deck, for me when I created it, was to just say some people are relatively. She says she's a teacher. It's not surprising that you're in that leader role, that healer role. But the natural abilities card also says among a spectrum, you are generally much more predispositioned to be a natural healer, intuitive, teacher, guide, leader. Do you understand? What is the deck called? You guys, this is the Psychic Development deck. It's my deck. I just published it. And this is the proof deck. And it's in print right now, and the pre-orders are available at TanaNewberry.com. They're getting mailed out on or before June 20th, very soon, 37 days until they're mailed. Thank you. Okay, message for Bubbles. Bubbles 31. I don't know their first name, but we're going to go Bubbles. Something about their abilities.
Very light.
Light.
Already your energy's light. Let's see what the card says.
I like that.
See, I like right now that the sun's coming through and the sun is helping right now. Mm-hmm. Bubbles, what do we got for Bubbles?
And this is the first time Nick is using this deck, because this is the first time anybody has used this deck. Ooh, time to share.
Stop holding back, Bubbles. So now, it seems like everybody up to this point, everybody's holding back. It's time to let go. Stop being bashful. Stop being worried. Stop allowing your ego to say no. What if somebody says something? What if this, What if it's not right? It doesn't matter. Just be. What will come naturally out is going to be right because it's time for you to share. And this card is you, Bubbles. I wish I knew your name.
Wish we knew Bubbles.
But here's the thing, and I'm not going to say that too often. Here's the thing.
Like I say, the point is.
It's your time. It's your time to step up and share. Don't play. Share.
Share.
You're sharing a lot now, but now it's you got to go out of your comfort zone. So now you have those that are around you. Now it's time to go out and beyond, because here is the comfort zone. Now look, here's the circle. This is your comfort zone. You're sharing already with your comfort zone. Now it's time to get out of your comfort zone.
If you need a soapbox, we'll mail one to you.
But once you start, the door is going to open and it's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Okay, one for Kylie, and then we'll go over to the future deck, and we'll stay on for a little bit, you guys. So be patient with us.
I got something for Kylie right
Kylie.
here. That's the energy coming through right now for Kylie. It's time to stop being shy. Ooh.
Purpose behind.
There's like a shyness. This energy is like you're like this. And it's like you're going through life like this. And it's like it's time to open up. Kylie, am I right?
Kylie.
I haven't got the card yet. Patience. I know that's not your name because your name is Kylie.
You guys, this is so fun for me that the first student or person that uses my deck is my friend Nick. It's crazy. I love it so much. Use a new tool. It's similar to ritual, except for it's saying expand out of the ritual that is your go-to or your comfort ritual. If you've been reading, think about speaking. If you've been speaking, think about reading. If you've been healing, think about reading. If you've been, you know what I mean? Use a new tool is all about saying just outside of what you've made comfortable is the opportunity for you to do and be more.
Getting out of your comfort zone.
It's comfort zone again.
So it is like all of this, for those who've asked the question, everybody's in a comfort zone. A lot of it's the time we're in right now. Everybody's kind of like, you're staying indoors. Not everybody, but some. And so now it's time to get out. It's, safely. But now it's time to get out of here. Now it's time to step up because now, so for me, this is an energy that we're in right now where this world as a whole is in need of light workers, those who are helpers and healers, those who are intended to get out of their comfort zone and start touching and start helping and start healing. Now, what does that mean? For most people, they think a healer is somebody's going to attach an arm, but it's not necessarily that. It's to give a kind word. It's to lend a hand to somebody who's hurting. And there's plenty of people that are hurting right now.
Terry wants a card.
All right, Terry.
Kylie says, wow, thank you. I do hide from the world. Yes. And then Melinda also says, I live in my comfort zone. Of course. But this is what this deck is about. It's about stepping into your power. So it's.
So you want something new? Time to step out.
Yeah. All right. We got one for Terry now. Terry, you're up.
Terry.
You guys just keep posting. Feel free to repost the same thing you posted before. Just make sure I catch it because I'm not like monitoring it. Part of your purpose, what she's working on or what he or she is working on now has a strong foothold in what her purpose is.
A healer. So the common thread here mostly is everybody that's on Tana's site is in one way or another a healer, but Terry, it seems, again, very strong. The energy, yours. You have words to share. You have a story. So yes, we all have a story. But our stories are particular for a certain person behind us. And so this is where we share our stories. And we come through these stories, we come through these battles, we come through these hardships. Yes, all that you've already come through for a reason, not just to go through and say, shit, I made it through this. No, it's to go, hey, come on. I did it, you can do this. We did a video. Our plans change. That was a video. You have a purpose. And so everybody here right now, has a strong purpose. And you have a strong curiosity, or else you wouldn't be here right now looking at what Tana is offering. An offering is information. Information on where you're going. And mostly it becomes the point of trusting. And it seems mostly the cards are trusting you. And these are reminders. Trust you. Trust here. Don't second guess. Believe here. This is making you see. And the dreams are going to come. And when they come, they're coming stronger and stronger. You are going to be able to see, what was the card back where don't wait for dreams, see things while you're
That
going.
was the connection card.
Yes, these are moments. I do this often, and sometimes I have to catch myself because mostly I'm gone. I'm walking, looking for photographs, doing other things, and it's like I'm gone. My body's responding, but I leave. I don't sleep at night. And it's like, and it's because there's always information coming.
Superfan Lori wants a card from you. Superfan Lori!
Superfan. Very nice.
That's my Nick superfan. Lori's always holding me accountable. Where's Nick? I don't know if you already spoke on this, but is there a book to help you interpret the cards? Yes, you guys, this is my deck. It's brand new. This is the psychic development booklet that goes with it. Yes, there's card meanings for every card. And there's also suggestions for different ways to read the cards, whether you're considering upside down, right side up, what order you pull. It's got all of that in this book. I don't have the box because the boxes are being printed right now. This is my deck that is the proof deck. They're available at my website. This is the psychic development deck. This is the one we did earlier, which is the ET Experiencer deck. This is my cosmic deck. And coming right up in a moment here is the future predictions deck, which I'm absolutely passionate about as well. And you can get these on TanaNewberry.com. It's pre-order right now. They're $28 a deck, free shipping in the US, and a chance to win stuff. If you're in the pre-order. Pre-orders go until June 20th, and your pre-order will be sent out on or before June 20th, and then it goes to regular price, regular sales, and then shipping is still not too expensive at all. This is fantastic. Thank you. Okay, Lori's card. Lori. Ooh, I love it. Okay, I'm gonna hold it up. Lori, your card is teach others. Teach others.
And you already know that. That's been on you. I keep doing my finger, I'm sorry, I point. But you already know, Lori, you already know that this is something you're supposed to be doing. Sharing, teaching, this is what you're called to do. Go.
Teach others is just talking about, it's not just the energy that's exchanged. It's about genius. It's about having a genius point. It's about basically knowing a program, a skill set, an actual implementation process, a method that you can pass on to another to get the results that actually formally do what you have to say and learn from what you do. Hi, good vibes. What is up, good vibes?
Lori, you got some powers, you got some energy, you got some things to teach, you have some knowledge to share. So now is the time to start letting it go and share.
I talked about this on my May 2020 reading and the pick a card, but sometimes having that mentor mentality, and you said the mentor mentality is just realize, like the influencer card, Nick, that you're being watched. People are learning by watching you, trial and error, and all your successes. Melinda says, Nick, I don't mind the pointing. I know, it always gets me in the right, like, yes, I got it. Ah.
Try to pull people in.
I know, it's just who you are. It's okay. You don't have to
sometimes
apologize.
my hand takes the screen, so I'm sorry.
Okay, so a couple cards from this deck, and then we'll move on to the other deck, and we can always come back, you guys. But I have Mary, Bernie, and Good Vibes, and then we'll go to the other deck. So, Mary, psychic development for Mary. Tell me about Mary's abilities, or her next step, or how to step into her power. Mary. Ooh, clairsentient ability. Lot of energy, people. There's one of these cards in the deck. One of these cards in the deck okay, Charlie and Jen. Charlie and Jen, I see you guys. Clairsentient ability talks about, you're welcome, Benny. You're welcome for the reading last week. Benny and I had some one-on-one time. It's just more like empath, healer, my psychic ability and my psychic power is the way I feel. The way I feel is my information. The way I feel is my power. The way I give feeling is how I give information. The way I give energy is how I am stepping into my power. Tell me about Mary's clairsentience, Nick.
You're freaking very strong. You have things hitting you, and sometimes you question yourself to the point where, is this real? Is this really happening? And you need to stop that, because it is. Don't question, be, and let it go. Let it out. Don't question. So your energy right now is just like, it's hitting me very strong. You're very strong. That's what I got.
Potent energy, very high, strong,
Let it be.
solid.
Let it be.
Yeah.
Be in that flow. Already my eyes, stop. Who's next? Sorry, Mary.
Let's do one. Let's do one for Benny out of this deck. Let's see what you pick up on my friend Benny.
Already.
Benny's just a good client of mine. Never met him.
You never met him, but here's the thing, Benny. This has been a long time in you. And again, kind of like Mary, you're kind of stepping back from it because, no, it's almost like you're bashful to walk into it. And you don't need to be bashful. You don't need to be shy. And that's the problem with this. When we start transitioning from the 3D to the whatever you want to go to this, your intuitive powers, your gifts, there's this moment where we struggle with, is this real? Because this is almost the opposite of how we've always been trained up to where we are right now. For me, it was a struggle because it's like I thought I was losing my mind. So Benny, embrace you. Stop questioning. You're questioning too much about, stop. Don't question yourself. Ooh.
I feel like he hears you. I feel like he hears you.
Yeah. Let's get a card.
Let's get a card for Benny. Ooh, I love this. Yes, I love this card, Benny. Suspend disbelief. This is one of the lessons. This is the title of one of the lessons in my free training. You guys, I have a free training on my website called Remove Your Psychic Reading Blocks, because we got to get out of the way first. That's the first step, is to get out of the way and set up the right context to really feel connected. So suspend disbelief is all about, because let's say we're sitting down, we're thinking about something, we're trying to be sort of intuitive about it. Let's say we have a question in our life. Should I move forward with something, right? A decision. And then you get a little thought and you think, well, I just made that up. That's ridiculous. That's my imagination. Let me try again. Well, I just keep thinking, right? And we get into this thing where we're judging every little morsel that comes through our imagination. But the suspend disbelief card says, stop judging anything for a minute. Immerse yourself in the experience of your sensory register input, like what you're getting. Immerse yourself. Judge it later. You got plenty of time to judge it later. But instead, have the experience. Drive the car, right? And see where it goes. So suspend disbelief is a great way to say, take your intuition for a ride. There's always time to fact check or check in with it later, but really let it go.
And don't overthink.
Don't overthink.
So the thing that I'm finding through all of this is that the more you process through here, the more you overthink and the more you discredit everything that comes out natural. So try to do this. The next time you're in a position to give somebody a hand with a thought that's coming through to you, just say it. Don't think about it. Say it. Like right now, if I was to say, Tana, what's on my mind right now? Boom, she would just say it, and whatever came out would be right. Because that's the way it is. But when you sit there and go, and you start processing through here, it gets discombobulated. Benny. Dude.
Benny.
Step into it. Step into it.
Okay, Good Vibes. Our good friend Good Vibes, who is from the Bay Area, who also is a reader. So I'm really excited to see you pull a card for Good Vibes. If you're the Good Vibes I know that goes by Good Vibes, it must be you. Is it you? Put a comment. I forgot your first name, sweetie. But Good Vibes, I think, is in the Bay Area and also reads, I think, on Etsy, if I remember correctly. So tell me about her abilities. Oh, nope, it's a different Good Vibes. Okay, all right, okay, good. Somebody I know goes by Good Vibes on Etsy. So let's see. Woo! This card is called Step Up Your Practice. Step it up, step it up, step it up. So I love this card for me when I pull this, when I have been pulling this as I've been working with these concepts and decks, is sometimes we're asking a question or we're trying to solve like a thing. Everybody's got a thing they're trying to solve at all times. There's always a thing. Thus is the way of life, right? But it says the actual game that you're bringing, right? The game that you're taking out on the field, your practice, your tools, your meditations, your praying, your whatever. It's about these rituals and practices, and it's about saying, hey, we're not trying to like be a pill and be like work harder, but the answers that you seek are on the other side of stepping up that practice. What advice could you give Good Vibes?
The common thread that's coming through right now for me is that everybody's here, everybody's questioning them. You're all questioning, I'm questioning myself. I've been in questioning myself, so maybe I'm reading myself right now. But that's part of this practice of being a reader, an intuitive, is that most times people come to you and you do you. You end up doing you. So what I'm feeling from Good Vibes right now is don't question yourself. This seems to be, again, the common thread. Don't question yourself. Trust you. Stop playing. Trust you. You're freaking awesome. And so I'm not looking at the screen because I'm like looking away, and it's almost as if I could see your energy right there in front of me. You got people that are around you that are like going, come on, do this, do this. And they're coming to you, and you have answers. Why do you think this is everybody's time? This is the time to step up. So that's what I got. You're freaking awesome.
Do you want to go to the future deck?
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay. Wrap that one up for me. All right. Future predictions deck. Okay, so I specialize in reading timelines, which means personal people's future. And there is a number of methods that I use that have come to me that Spirit has taught me as I've channeled predictions. And you guys, I'm not saying that I'm good because I'm trying to toot my own horn. I'm trying to say that a lot of people get nervous reading about the future when some things can be felt from the future. And I'm more passionate actually about teaching you how to do that. So I dedicated this deck to be very clear. There's not another deck I know of that actually has time frame cards to be so specific and clarify an exact time frame. And I know I can do this in this deck. I have permission because when I use my other decks, that's how I use it. I just have certain things that I've attached to certain cards. So instead I made ones that actually said the thing I was thinking about. There are two kinds of cards in this deck, Nick. The book would tell you. There is advice cards, which context the time frame, and then there's time frame. So for everybody that we read a future prediction, it'd be nice if we can pull a time frame and an advice. You posted that this morning. Oh yeah, I did. I posted the flip deck, the GIF on my site. Yeah. So this is the future predictions deck. Very fancy, geometric, modern, minimalist style on this one. Okay, so the first one we're doing is Charlie. And we don't have a specific question, but Charlie, I just want you to think about the thing that's kind of been on your mind. It could be stressful or it could be a goal. It's like the thing that's really been on your mind. We're gonna look at the progress it's gonna make and where we see those anchor points on the timeline and advice for you, okay? Let's see what you get first. This is interesting because I wanna see how people feel about reading timelines. I'm so excited. Ooh, start before you're ready. Start before you're ready. Tell me why. Charlie, what do you feel about Charlie's start before you're ready?
Who's ever ready?
What is ready?
No one's ever ready, but it means go now. Now. You feel this, Charlie. You feel what's coming on you. Again, everybody else is feeling a similar sensation within them. But the card is saying start before you're ready, because everything else is going to fall into place. The more you move forward into this action of this, the intuitive powers in which you have, the gifts that you have, the more they come out, the more they start blooming. It's like watering a gift, a flower, a seed, and all of a sudden watching it sprout. This is you. This is the card.
And it's not always just about, Stephanie says she has zero confidence. I saw that. Confidence in what? But it's okay, because honestly, like this message here, the start before you're ready, you might be saying, I need confidence to feel ready. But I'm saying, and Spirit is saying, if this was your card, Stephanie, even though this is Charlie's card, that this is not necessary. I have this meme that I made of a picture. It says, the whisper says, it's time. So I whispered back, I'm not ready. And the universe says, it's not. Melinda wants a card too.
We're still in charge.
Sorry for all the interruptions, guys. You know, everyone be on that Wi-Fi. Okay, Charlie, see if you can get a time frame for Charlie. Start before you're ready, and then where is the first anchoring point with the movement and narrative on his timeline? 6 months. 6 months until the real foothold and the grasp of this thing you've been thinking about that you want to do. The very strongest anchor on the timeline in the narrative for you flirts around the 6 month time frame. This is generally very quick. It also means it's a like that. It's a kind of a cross between a long time frame and a short time frame, having the benefits of both. My long time frame cards suggest that it has longevity. The project, the passion, the issue, the relationship, that there it's still like there in your future. And then 6 months is also kind of scratches the itch of being super quick too. I like that.
You're on. You've got yourself.
Did we get Stephanie about an advice? February. 2 Jens in here. It's both of you. February. I love this card. It's so warm but cold. Something is holding you back. I'd like to read the book on this one, you guys, because I think it's really awesome. And saying it to you, and my thoughts were all together. Okay. We're talking about February. Is that the time frame we want, or would we want it to be sooner? Ask yourself that, first of all. Something's holding you back. Jennifer, it's time we have a talk, Spirit says. Yes, your desired outcome is possible, and before or on that time frame. However, you'll need to make sure you are indeed serious about taking the action steps that would create your desired outcomes. One way to read this card is to understand that if you don't get over this hump, it may not happen. Many times when this card is present, it indicates that the thing holding you back may be self-imposed. It may be a perceived limitation or a miscalculation of assets and opportunities on your part. Make sure you pay close attention to all of your choices, making sure you really have thought out every avenue of influence. Sometimes these cards refer to something outside of you holding you back. Still, it suggests your control over the scenario. Is there someone or something you're allowing in your space that keeps you away from your goal, even if it's you? Spirit is with you as you decide to remove these blocks and move. The card is meant to say, when I wrote this card, it was really about saying, my sweet dear, my beloved, my soul family, are we looking at the facts as they really are, or are we flavoring it with sort of a limited thinking? You know what I mean? So that would be kind of self. It does suggest maybe some self, but the opportunity being there, because if you just remove the block and it's in your control, that is the thing that puts you onto the path. Love that. Anything else for Jennifer?
Yeah. It's right there. Oh my gosh,
It's right there.
Yeah, you're blocking yourself because, again, it's like you're overthinking everything. You're overthinking what's coming through. You're overthinking how it feels, and you're overthinking what people will say. Stop and just be. And that's what's holding you back, is judgment of your own self.
Okay.
Trust.
Audrey, what's up with this sneezing? Allergy season. Audrey, think about a thing. Think about a thing. Here
comes Audrey.
The when.
It's coming to time.
First card, less than. This is supposed to be partnered with another time frame card. Let's see what other time frame card you get. Less than and more than. Okay, so there is a window. This is really interesting. There's two cards that say less than and more than. He just pulled them. That implies to me that there is a strong window of opportunity.
Bottom.
Audrey says, I'm thinking. Good. Interesting. Past. So let me ask you something, Nick. I'm going to put this into context of what I imagined when I made these cards and see where he takes it. This is going to be fun. If someone had part of their answer or part of their block or part of the way they were thinking in context of this thing, and the real foothold was really something from the past, and they can choose that it would take less or more time, there's a window in which the past could have its influence. Go. Watch him go.
See, to me, there's always something back there. There's always something back there holding us back from right here. There's things that we carry that stop us. Oh. So for me, it's past life. And there's things that have stopped me from doing what I know have always been intended to do, but it's been from past lives that I've carried on to this life. And it's been a fear of hurting people and people dying. And so that's the thing. Oh my gosh. What's her name again?
This is Audrey.
Audrey. It's time. There's something that you're carrying and you've carried over into this time that you have got to come to terms with. And once you do, it's going to be like, that's when you start healing that part in you, that's when you open the door up to who you truly are and you let go. It's like you're being pulled back from who you have always been intended to be. And this is why you've come back this time. And it's to heal yourself, and it's to see the things that you need to let go of. There's something I'm feeling in you right now that sits and says in me that you already know what that is. You have a strong sense of what that is.
The opportunity is here, and it will always be here when you're ready to change the past into a new step. That's why we're here. Rewrite it in the present.
And that's the whole purpose of what we're here right now. And the times that we're in right now is to fix things, fix us. And so when you start fixing you, then you become a help to someone else.
Audrey says yes.
Who's next?
Need a future prediction, please, M. Weiss. I think that's Mary. If I know who that is. But okay. Melinda. Think of a question, a when kind of question, or about the progress of a thing and you're going on in your life. Okay, let's see what Nick gets. Again, we're trying to, in this deck, choose an advice card. It works best when you do an advice card and a time frame, unless for some reason you don't feel you need both. Oh my goodness. 1 week making progress on this and a breakthrough happening like Now. 1 week. Okay, get an advice card for me too. Well, when you're done.
When you heard that, it was like ding, 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 ding. You already know what it is. You already know. And here it comes.
I saw you, Cheryl.
I don't think so. That was the card. Wait.
Well, okay. The card is wait, and then 1 week. So let me ask you something. Are we feeling a little impatient? Are we feeling like we want it yesterday?
See, that's what I just
Could
said.
you settle for 1 week? Because it feels like, like pushing up against the wall, like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. But really, it's like right there. It's just like a hot minute away. Just like a hot minute. What else you got, Nick? Pull another. Because that's how Oracle decks work. Melinda says, yes, that works. What else you got?
No.
1 month. Again, look, this is just another way of saying that all of the answers regarding the thing you were thinking are like a blink away. You guys, there are cards in the deck that are like 5 years. This is 1 week and 1 month. This is talking about action and movement in this scenario, like on the immediate, right? These are pretty immediate gratification cards. Yeah. Anything else for Melinda, or should we go M. Weiss?
So, oh my gosh, yes, you're very antsy. It's like, what was it, 1 week?
Melinda must be a Virgo. No, I'm kidding.
The 1 week, it was like, it's like, ooh, you had a question, but when the card came, I was like, that's the vibration that came through. And it was like, yes, and then it was like 1 month. It was like, no, 1 week.
I love
and it's
it.
like
Scorpio, she says.
Then wait.
I love it.
And it's like, well, I can't
We
do this.
intense. Virgos and Scorpios are intense. Someone asked if there is a book. Yes, there is a book, and there's a box that goes with these cards. You guys, these are my cards. I just, I republished the second edition of the ET Experiencer Oracle. We've got the Psychic Development deck, and then we have these Future Prediction cards, this deck. And, okay, I see you, Debbie. And I had you too, Steph, for these. So these decks are my proof decks. They're my proofs, and the boxes are getting printed at the printer, and they're available for pre-order at TanaNewberry.com. They're $28 a piece, free shipping when you pre-order, and a chance to win some online courses. And also, they're being mailed out on or before June 20th. If you are interested. But Nick is the first one using these decks. Nick is the first one.
So, they're freaking awesome.
Because I got them in the mail like yesterday.
They're awesome.
Ooh, Mel wants one from the ET deck when we get back around to that.
All right, who are we doing?
Now we're going M. Weiss. M. Weiss. It might be Mary, but I'm not sure. Ooh, that's interesting. January and go all in. How do you feel about this year and the start of next year and the message to go all in? I love the January card. You guys look at the January card. It's so beautiful. And then go all in. Does this tell a story or what?
Come January, you're going to be up and running. You're going to be ready to go all in. Because everything that you're going through right now is going to lead you to that point. You're going through stuff right now to get you strong enough to be able to endure what's coming in January so that you can go all in. M-wise.
Go all in January.
I love your energy. Mm-hmm. It's very strong. It's like everyone's strong. So today, everybody that has a question, that's getting an answer, it's because this was all intended to be. You're here for a reason. This was spontaneous. So
the universe has conspired to bring you to the present moments.
And here you are. You're caught in this whirlwind. So all those with the questions are getting answers, but the answer for each is the same. everybody here is ready, but it's a matter of when. January, you're going to go, you got some more stuff to go through until January, which you have a few months more to go. But come that time, January, you will be prepared and you will be ready to be able to go all in. Go.
Yeah, I think it's when we look at the card, like right now we're in May, right? And then we look at the card January, it just means there's time to line up all those ducks in a row. But we may conceptually just think about the mile marker of the turn of the year as the time where we want to be at the next level, the next stage, away from the preparation and into the actual action. Or we want it to have acted so that it's really taking hold at that time frame. So no matter how you interpret that, the go all in is really cool too. Can I read that?
Yeah.
You guys, this is for anybody who resonates with this message. Here we go. Go all in. It's time to take that risk. It's time to put yourself out there. It's time to go all in today. Whatever your dream or goal is, it can't be accomplished by sitting on the sidelines. You hear me, Nick? Playing small or bringing your lukewarm game to the table is not going to cut it. Even if it's scary, even if it's uncomfortable, those who succeed do it because they put it all on the line. It may feel like jumping into the deep end, but instead of avoiding it, you should be diving head first. What is the pool that you need to jump in to get that dream or that goal? Have you identified what you need to do yet? If not, start there. Make a list of everything you can do, big and small. Then cross off everything on the small list and do everything on the big list instead. Better yet, do them all. It's not the time to think of yourself as meek or meager either. It's time to recognize that you are a powerful being capable of creating awesomeness in your life and in the lives of others. Be your best advocate, not your worst critic. Hold no part of you back, then show big gratitude. Go bigger. I love it because we had go all in and go bigger.
And that just popped as I was just...
They have some similarities. Tell me your thoughts. Go all in and go bigger. What does that mean? Bigger risk, right?
That means beyond what you see.
Not only take it, but...
And don't hold back. So go all in means you go in, but it's going to be more than that. It's going to be more than you can imagine. So already you have in your mind, you have an idea of where you want to be and where you want to be in January. But you've got to go through a lot of stuff yet to get there. And in the process, the going all in, it's still, you're not going to be able to fathom that all in yet because there's so much you're going through right now. But by the time you get closer to January, is when things are going to be, as this card says, go bigger than you are thinking now. Because when that comes to December time, January time, your mind is going to be far beyond where you are right now.
I want you to look at these very similar narratives. One is take the risk. One is blow it up, make it bigger. I just love these two in contrast. Okay, now we're doing Cheryl. Cheryl, think of a thing. Think of a when. Think of a thing. Cheryl, here you go. You're up. This is so fun for me watching Nick use these cards. It's so fun for me watching anybody use my cards. So fun.
Why are you doubting, Cheryl? I feel like right now there's doubts in your head about everything that you're feeling. Don't doubt. Here you go.
Ooh, 3 weeks. That's a really speedy thing too. That is really my future with my life and with my grandchild. Interesting. This is, again, we can use this as a general statement, or keeping in mind that in 3 weeks, something very progressive can happen. But again, this is also implying that there's a pretty immediate, now it comes into focus, there's a pretty immediate anchor in the narrative of your question or your subject in the very close time frame. The next card is change. So what is it that we see in that close time frame that brings you to the ultimate outcome you desire in this area or with this question? It requires change and transformation. Nick? Do you want me to read the card?
Yeah, you can.
Change.
Now, there's some things you have to do differently. And that's the thing. you are set in a way to where you're pretty much, you have a routine and you don't like leaving the routine. But it's like right now, there's a moment, this is a time in which you might have to change the routine. And when you start changing this routine in which you live your life, you're going to start seeing things change in your life. So if you want something different, you have to do things differently. And that's the card. That's what came across. But also what I feel with you, your energy is like you're most comfortable when everything is lined up and you know where everything is in order. And it's time to change that, even if it's just a little bit. And then you're going to start seeing things change for you. When you start changing your routine, the changes that you're really looking for, the changes that you're seeking, the changes that you want to see happen in your life will start happening once you start moving different, opening up.
I like that. All right, let's go to Stacy. Stacy, this is your message.
She's already got a question. She's ready.
Stacy's ready. She's been ready.
Yeah, Stacy was ready. I like this.
Ooh, birth.
That's an idea.
It is an idea.
But it could be a baby.
Give me a time frame.
It feels like the birth is something that's happening.
Uh-huh.
It's coming out.
It's a beginning. Mm-hmm.
Stacy, what's the time frame?
Ooh, interesting. A project with some real longevity and some real dedication towards a huge amount of success. A long game, if you will. A long game. But when does it start?
It's time.
It's a long game. 5 cards, birth, time to start now. And again, it's time and birth. Both talk about, that's why they're both purple too. They're both talking about the present moment, the foothold that this longevity thing that we care about, the foothold it has in the present and in the moment. And the thing that has the foothold is the beginning, the start. Nick, how do you feel about that? For Stacy.
You're ready. You're ready. So it's like you've been carrying this. What this is that's in you, you've been carrying, and now it's time to give birth to it. This that you already know. You've questioned, but you have had this feeling as if this was in you, and it is in you. It's who you've always been. And now it's time to bring it out. It's time to share it.
That was skateboarders on the street.
It's time to give birth to this that you are.
Yes.
And stop holding back.
Love it. Okay, Debbie. You're up, Debbie.
She was waiting. She's been waiting.
And then we'll do stuff, and then we'll do good vibes. Tana, do I read dreams? Okay, let me answer this question real quick. I love, this is, I think, my favorite card in this deck. Don't ask me why, it's just the colors. I just love it. Do I read dreams? Those who know me on this subject would say that I'm a little off the beaten path. A lot of people read dreams as metaphors. I really think we're traveling, and I really think we are in a location with other spirits and souls, and that everything, yes, has a meaning, but it also is very real. And once you understand the mechanics of those very multifaceted dimensions, then you understand why your energy is drawn there and what work you're doing there. So I don't read dreams like other people read dreams. Does that make sense? So let me send me an email or send me a message on what exactly you have. And if you're drawn to ask me, then maybe there's something specific I have for you. Yes, it is Mary, she says. I thought so. Okay, so this is Debbie, and this is my favorite card in the deck. Don't ask me why. I just love this card. It's like the coolest, trendiest color. It's just, they got like, it's just the vibe of this. The vibe of this card. I love this card too. I love what this means. Okay, this card, just to preface this, You know how, like, with timelines, we can sense urgency, or hypothetically, if someone came for a reading with me and I'm like, you got to do this right now. Don't miss the opportunity. Not that I like totally say that, but I'm just like, hey, like, we got to jump into it. Like, the time is now, right? This card is the opposite of urgency, which means Spirit's saying, anytime when you're ready, also take your time. You can do it as you. You do it as you. It's like the door is going to remain open and it's not going to close on your butt if you miss it. Do you understand? Like, the door remains open. So the trust and the door remaining open is all about saying, trust that the things that are for you, the doors will remain open. Nick, how do you feel about that one versus the urgency cards?
I like it because I feel like I'm walking in that right now. And it's like the universe sitting and saying to you, the trust card is the universe. This is what I hear God and the universe saying to you, trust. And when you trust, you got nothing to worry about. It's when you question, when you doubt, that changes everything. There's time, because what is time? Time is... So once you start trusting what you feel, trusting that God and the universe has your back, that everything is already in the makings and already in the works. All you have to do is trust and open up and walk into it. And there's time. But then you get to thinking about it. For me, I get to think about it. Why am I wasting time? This is me asking me, why am I wasting time? Because I'm sitting here probably a lot like you, where I'm just sitting here going, I'm waiting for something. I'm waiting for something, a knock on the head going, hey, come on. And she's always, hey, what are you doing? Like right now. I wasn't planning on this, but this has been the best thing that could have happened to me. This right now. Trust.
Debbie says that monkey brain. Yep, that monkey mind.
Trust.
Trust. The door is open. Ready when you are. I love it. Okay, now let's do one for Steph. I keep putting Steph, but I think your name is Stephanie. I'm sorry if I'm shortening it. I had a couple friends growing up that were Stephanies, and they were both Steph to me. So anyway, Stephanie. If I'm missing you guys, please keep commenting so I see it. I have Steph and Good Vibes. That's who I have on my list. Congratulations! This is the victory card. Da 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 da! Yay! Cause for celebration. Let's see what else we got. So Steph, a victorious yes. You found your path. A victorious yes. Where are you guys? I'm in BC, Canada. We're in the Bay Area, California, in a cute little marina town, ghost town called Benicia, California, where we live. Congratulations, you found your path. It's a unique approach. And do we have a timeline frame?
No time yet.
And everything will happen in the order it's supposed to. It probably means that with all of this advice, it means that the timeline is malleable to whatever needs to happen to make the things that are going to pass all happen in order. Like when we know the first thing pops, then only then would we know when the second thing's supposed to pop, right? And then once the first two things happen, because they're in order, then the next thing pops. But the other message is, congratulations, you found your path and a very unique voice and approach.
And you're open to all of it. There's something, yes, like the card, you have a unique approach because you have a different voice and you have a different way of expressing you. And people are drawn to you for that. And it's because there's something about the way that you come across to others that draw people in a different way. And most of them, or a lot of them are like, I don't know why I'm drawn to you. There's no reason why I should be drawn to you, but I am drawn to you. And this is the uniqueness that you have. I don't know. That just came through. Sorry.
Good stuff.
Who's next?
Good vibes. So you could do future prediction for good vibes. Three months. We're talking about whatever you're asking about. A good anchor and foothold into the narrative is something to be said about 3 months. Another card is take action, which is again about maybe not necessarily implying that it's a beginning, but implying that the work needs to be done to get the outcome that we want. And I was just talking about grit and work. And then other card that he pulled is keep at it. And I just implied that it might not be the beginning. It's the continuation, the grit, the work, the keep at it, taking action, keep at it, that action, and a real foothold in the success of this really happening in the 3-month time frame. You start to see how this deck works?
It's very freaking cool. So you are going to be one of these. It's like you're going to be plowing through, and it's like,
Mind him for that diamond.
yeah, it's like I feel like a bull, like a jackhammer, just ting ting ting, just plugging
Persistent.
away, and you're just like, and then you're going to strike this.
We're talking about mining for gold.
Yes.
Okay.
Consistent.
I don't have anybody on the list. I want to do a reading for Nick. I'm going to read Nick. And then we can get back to cards for you. But I just want to serve Nick here a little bit because I want to show you what doing a reading with this deck can do. I want to take it for a spin so you guys can see how I drive it. Okay, Nick, you got a question? Tell me a question which is like your thing that you're trying to get to pop, and the when and the how and the how to show up in it, or you know what I mean? The advice.
I'm trying to put the question together. I know what I'm supposed to do. It's just a matter of, all right. So I've already got a YouTube channel, but I'm not accessing it like I need to.
Power of Love Heals. Power of Love Heals YouTube channel. You guys go to Nick's YouTube channel and subscribe. He's got all sorts of amazing videos that have not all been discovered yet, but he's put a lot of work into them, and they're fantastic, fabulous.
And so,
How to get over it with my slump, right? I'll put them in any deck. I'm gonna Dream has a. Do you think this would be just 2 weeks? The end of this year, September. Before that, August, April, May, July, next year. Do you understand? This year and next year, you'll be making moves, and none of them may be the one that you think pops above the others, but the narrative has equally important anchors in a lot of different times on the timeline, which means that each and the way to your success or to get over your hump is not just one thing. It will be new things at every important point on the timeline. It means that you're going to be taking in and actually integrating this tool. Now it's integrated. Now the next thing that gets me over this hump, integrate. The next thing, integrate. Okay? So yes, integration also kind of sometimes does mean time to settle. That is true. But often always includes as well the grit and the hustle. Not in a bad way, but just mean doing the work. That's where the magic happens. An extra important message for Nick. If there's anything he is going to listen to me, I hope it's this. You found and know your path. You found your path, Nick. You know your path. It is not unclear anymore. If there's one thing you know for sure, it's what your path is. If there's one thing you know for sure, it's what your path is. Whoops, tossing cards. And the fact that you know your path and that it has such a foothold over the time frame spanning out into the future, this is the important thing you need to know, that it's not over and that it exists in many different ways in different times, and it is all you're great. Learn and integrate. Okay. Yes. Nick, are you single? Inquiring minds want to know. Let me pull a card. He'll be single in 1 month. He's ready in 1 month. Sorry, just kidding. Just a little fun there. Okay. Do we sign off? What do we do?
what's next? I thought
What's next? Do you guys want to go more? I have another video I have to record tonight. You guys, I got to go in the studio tonight. So much filming. Okay, does anybody else want a card? Say future or psychic development. Or put future or PD for psychic development. Audrey says pray for Nick.
What for?
I pray for my friend every night. Nick, are you single only in a month? What story? Okay. Nanolin, I think, says psychic. Oh, wow, too fast. Nanolin, future. Oh no, that was psychic development. Ah. Okay, I'm sorry. I only got there. You guys all posted it right at once. Psychic development. Audrey, let's go back to the psychic development card. You guys, if you want a psychic development card, put a comment PD. If you want a psychic development, if you already got a psychic development card, you guys, please go to Donald first.
You already know that.
This is what you know. Nick is lost in deep thought. I love it. Are we supposed to pay? No, these are freebies today, you guys. We're just playing with the decks.
No,
You guys
what
are
I
super
see,
sweet.
Donald,
Thank
is that you have a place, and your place is to step up into it. Right now is your time. So a lot of times I have to look away. When I look away, it's like I get a picture of the energy that I'm reading. And you have an Donald. You've had this thing on you for quite some time. This gift, this intuition, this power in which you're walking into. The more you do, the stronger it'll be. Did I pulled the card for you?
And your intuitions are real.
They are freaking.
They are real. They're off the charts.
And there's moments, they're so real, you start freaking the hell out. It's like, what is this? What is this? It's almost too real. Yes? Yes, I already know.
Love that.
All right. There was another male.
But not until the future deck. Let's stick
Okay.
with this one.
Yeah.
Now, whose name that is, but Nanolin wanted a psychic development, and we're getting two popping right out of the deck.
Nope, they went in.
They weren't the ones.
They fell out the wrong way. Here it is.
Energy you allow in, the boundaries you have, the compromises you make for others are this really doesn't necessarily, there's other cards for like, I don't know. There are cards that talk about like that there's an issue, or there's cards in this subject that talk about just an opportunity to be in the right energy. You interpret that the way you want, but keeping good company thing. It's
This can
all
block
energy.
you. The energy, the people that are around you can block you from what you're supposed to do because you listen too much. You are influenced too much by outside instead of trusting who you are. Once you start trusting you, it doesn't matter who's around you, because you are a self-contained unit who's able to function on your own, trusting yourself. And that's when things will start, oh my gosh, it's like the miracle grow has been poured on top of you, and you're just like blooming. You got, trust you. And be careful of the energy that's around. Said it came through like you need to start putting something around you more than you do now, if you even do.
I didn't feel like you're a buoy set upon the waves. Okay, you ready? Let's do one for Rose.
Up to this point, you're nothing, and knowing how beautiful you are. You go to sleep, and when you wake up, you start saying positive words to you. You are freaking awesome. You are beautiful.
Awesome sauce.
And you have a purpose here. And once you start noticing and recognizing who you are, the power in which is in you, then
practice card. This is very specifically talking about meditation. The other meaning for this is focus, like what you're focusing on, like laser sharp. You know, when you're a kid and you play that game like I Spy Something Green, what happens? All of a sudden you're aware of everything green in the room when you didn't necessarily have it at the forefront of your mind. So the meditation practice and mindfulness is all about focus and what you are deciding to look at. Yes, in the meditation practice, but also just as a metaphor.
Again, it's going inside. And so I think this whole time that we've been the last couple of months, whatever it's been, this staying indoors, staying in place, whatever, it's been that to find you, to find us, to get quiet. And in a way, it's like the universe is saying, okay, if you don't have time, let's rearrange the whole world to where people now who said they never had time before, now they're finding nothing but time on their hands to go inside and start doing the work here. So that once you start doing the work here, then you step outside of that, and then you start walking into your true path in this life here now. Light worker, you have things that you have healing work to do on those that are around you. And the more you start doing, the more you start walking into this power, the more you're going to really start identifying who you are. You've got a lot of questions. Yes, I get that.